Following the ouster of Kevin McCarthy, House Republicans have found themselves rudderless and leaderless. So far, they really haven't voted on a replacement. Yes, Steve Scalise has been put forward, but still has to get the majority of the House to vote in favor of him. So that leaves them unable to fulfill the basic actions of governing, making the selection of a new speaker of paramount importance. This is somebody who's going to have to earn the support of their fellow Republicans by prioritizing, for example, the kind of legislation that they want to see. What kind? Well, one member, Marjorie Taylor Greene, well, she's got her eye on several different issues, but one of them she finds extremely pressing: hurting trans people. That's right. In a recent interview, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said one of her top priorities in choosing a new Speaker of the House, which, by the way, is why she said that Trump should be Speaker, is if they'll help bring her bill that targets transgender children and adults and prevents them from receiving gender-affirming health care.
I'm talking with the people that are running for speaker. The issues are important to me. I have a bill that would stop transgender surgeries on children, and that bill has been sitting in the Judiciary Committee for quite some time now, and I would like to see it marked up and taken to the floor for a vote.
So with all the important things going on right now, there's a potential government shutdown in a little more than a month away. Remember that continuing resolution ends in November. And of course, you had the hostilities erupting in the Middle East, of course, Ukraine. She does talk about that, to be fair. And she chooses to say, you know what I think is really, really important? This anti-trans bill, that bans gender-affirming care. Really, really important thing facing the American people today. We've got to ban transgender surgeries for minors, which, by the way, is not a thing that happens. Her bill is a solution for a non-existent problem. There are not scores of children that are getting gender reassignment surgeries. That's not what's happening. And by the way, her bill goes way further than banning something that, again, as I mentioned, is not really happening. According to a press release from her own office, her bill prohibits any taxpayer-funded gender-affirming care, as well as forbid institutions of higher education from even teaching about gender-affirming care. So, look, gender-affirming care, by the way, is not like surgeries and all that stuff. Gender-affirming care is a pretty big blanket term that could involve things like pronouns, changing your name on your birth certificate, things like that, allowing them to dress and look like the gender that they align with. And remember, this bans it for both adults and children. Oh, and by the way, it also restricts any foreigner who has performed any form of gender-affirming care on a minor from even entering the United States. Wow. Now, look, again, it's not just about hormones, not just about puberty blockers, gender-affirming care. It's also, again, changing their name. These very simple things. Pronouns, very simple things, okay? Now, going to the hormones and stuff, with any medication, there could be issues. Okay, hormone replacements, puberty blockers can have side effects, can have issues, but at the same time, they've been used on non-transgender people, including teenagers, to treat a variety of issues with very little concern for decades. Now it's a problem? Now it's a problem. No, this tells me that the people who claim to care so much about protecting the children aren't actually really concerned about children. Again, especially since they're targeting transgender adults as well. No, at the end of the day, all of this really shows you that they just hate trans people. And that's it.